Hey guys, it's week 3, and I've got something really interesting to talk about tonight. And it came to me as originally I thought as a joke because I like to have fun and I'm pretty sarcastic and all that stuff. And when I first was thinking about it, I was like, it's kind of funny. But after tonight's day at work, the Lord really showed me a bunch of things that just kept bringing it back to my mind, and I just really feel like I I really feel like this is on the money for somebody. Maybe for me, maybe for everybody. I don't know. But I was thinking a lot about body odor. Yeah. Uh, when I got to work today, like just as I walked in the door, I was informed that a child threw up in the computer lab. Now, mind you, these are elementary kids. These are little young kids, and computer lab's carpeted. So this kid threw up, really nice, all over the computer lab. And so I went up there, and it was pretty bad. I cleaned it up though. Well, while I'm upstairs cleaning up the vomit in the computer lab, the same kid is downstairs in the clinic, and he's vomiting all over the clinic. So by the time that I get downstairs, his mom's here. It's after hours for school. She just comes to pick him up, and she's getting ready to take him out. Well, she's so embarrassed, and she's not mad at him, but she's frustrated about the situation. She's got to go, and she's trying to clean up his mess, and she's just stressed. He's crying. His head hurts. He's not feeling good. He's sick. He wants to go home. And on top of all this, he's sorry that he's made mess everywhere. Well, trying to make the little guy feel better, I crouched down to his level, and I'm like, hey, come here, buddy. It's okay. Just go home and try and feel better. Don't worry about, leave the mess. Don't worry about the mess. It's why I'm here. I'll clean it up, and without even like a hesitation, the boy, who I don't even know his name, completely in tears, latched his arms around me and gave me a hug and told me thank you. And everybody around was like, "Oh, that's so sweet." It was such a nice moment. It was so adorable. However, this kid had vomited multiple times, some on himself, and then he hugged me. Now, he didn't vomit on me, but for the rest of the night, occasionally I got a whiff of this kid's vomit, right? Gross, right? So, I kept thinking about body odor. I kept thinking about that. I didn't vomit. He didn't vomit on me, but because I was around him and it was on him, occasionally I smelled like him, right? Well, we were thinking, and I was thinking about something that a guy once said to me, and it was kind of profound too. What he said was, "You're gonna smell like where you've been." Okay. Now, if you think about it, physical sense, you go out and play in a trash can, you're gonna come back and smell like garbage. That makes sense. Makes perfect sense. But we don't really think about that spiritually a whole lot. And I was thinking that spiritually, we're kind of the same way. Let me explain it like this, right? Everybody knows somebody or has been around someone who has smelled unpleasant. Smelled like armpit, or just smelled like BO. They just were rank, right? And it's not nice to be around them. Even if you care about them, sometimes it's hard to say, "Yo, dude, you stink," because you don't want to offend them. But we've all been around that one person. If you think about it, physical odor is just as bad as spiritual odor. You know, we as people, we're walking around, and we do that little self check, and we check everything, and we go out there, and we're trying to impress people, and we don't want to smell offensive, or we don't want to stink. So we spray on all this cologne, we use 4 times deodorant, or we shower multiple times in a day, and we don't want to stink physically. But spiritually, sometimes when we come together as the body of Christ, or sometimes as we're, in the workplace or whatever, maybe we're, maybe we stink. Maybe we just offensively smell spiritually. And I was thinking about that. So, as a thought, I asked a question on Facebook, and I texted some people, and my question was, why is body odor so offensive, and what is it that is basically, what is the worst part of it? So why is body odor offensive, and what's the worst part of body odor? I got some really good feedback. One of them, first one said, personally, body odor doesn't offend me, but it's not pleasant to be around someone that smells bad either. Okay, so body odor, if you have body odor, it's not pleasant to be around you. That's what that says. Okay, now the other one says, just the smell. I don't know, because you're gross, and if you smell, I don't want to be near you. So again, that's two people that said if you smell like body odor, they don't want near you. Physically, if you smell like BO, take 2 steps back, right? This is the best one. Well, one of the best ones. Body odor is originally supposed to be a pheromone. The problem is not everyone is attracted to everyone else's scent. Hey, I'm not attracted to armpits, but some people might be. Said no one ever. Okay, so this is the greatest, because it stinks. The worst part about it is that if you have it a lot, you don't know about it because you're used to the way you stink. Okay, so all jokes aside, body odor is a serious condition, and if you smell, you need to grab some deodorant and go wash yourself. However, I mean that spiritually just as much as I mean that physically. Because spiritually, just like the quote, you're going to smell like where you've been. And if you've been out in the world, you've been out in the trash can, you're carrying that stuff with you. When you come before the Lord, or when you come and be part of the body, you're going to smell like where you've been. You're going to smell like that garbage and that trash and that junk. If you're surrounding yourself with the wrong friends, the wrong influences, first time you come around the right ones, guess what? You're going to smell like the bad friends. You're not going to smell like, the good friends. Your influences are going to make you smell. And it's not just like the answers to my question, it's really obvious. You can tell when somebody stinks spiritually. And the sad part is, just like the one said, when they get into a spot like that for so long, they're used to it. And they don't even know they stink. So, they're going around life thinking they're doing great, and you're like, dude, you're not doing good. You stop praying, you stop seeking the Lord, you stop going for fellowship with the right friends. Your influences are all nothing but the world. All you do is spend time, doing this and this and this, and things that's going to not edify you and grow you, things that's going to hinder you and slow you down. They don't see it, though, because they're so used to the way they smell, physically and spiritually. And I'm just thinking that might be part of the reason. Like I said the first week, we need to pray. I think it's like a series. I think when we come to God and we start praying, then He's going to show us where we're tied up, and He's going to start helping us untie ourselves and showing us what we need to do to untie ourselves. And then we're going to start making the right choices. We're going to start doing the things that we're supposed to do instead of all the stupid things. And in time, as we take our problems to Him and get untied, spiritually, we're going to smell better. Spiritually, we're going to get stronger. So, I want to read 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. And it says, do your best to present yourself to God as one approved, a worker who does not need to be ashamed, and who correctly handles the word of truth. And I just think that's really important. It's 2 Timothy 2:15. Do your best to present yourself to God as one approved. We, in the physical sense, every day, we get up, we get dressed, we shower, we do everything we can to present ourselves to the world and to our co-workers and our friends and to ourselves, and we're so good at presenting ourselves to ourselves. And physically, we put on the right clothes, and we carry ourselves right, and we dress right, and we be what we're supposed to be, and we just so worried about presenting ourselves, and we shower and deodorize and perfume and cologne and everything so we don't stink, and I think of it like if you're going to go on a date, first time you met somebody, you wear the best outfit, you wear your best cologne, you put it all out there in line because you really want to present yourself to be good. And I really feel like spiritually, we should always be checking ourselves. We should always be spiritually, consciously, checking ourselves. We walk into a room, just instead of sniffing your pit to make sure you don't smell bad. We should be checking our spirit and make sure we don't smell bad, right? And I'm just going on to verse 17 here in 2 Timothy. It says, "They're teaching." Well, I'll read 16 too. "But avoid godless chatter, because those who indulge in it will become more and more ungodly. Their teaching will spread like gangrene." And if you think about it, hygiene in the physical sense is important. If you're not keeping yourself clean, you're not taking care of yourself hygienically, you can get sick. You can get a lot of things sick. Well, just like this says, spiritually, you're not keeping yourself clean spiritually, you can get sick too. And I really feel like a lot of times we spend more time presenting ourselves, trying to get approval from everybody else physically, and we don't worry enough about ourselves spiritually. And we have to. It's the only way that we're going to clean our act up. It's the only way that we're going to strive for righteousness. It's the only way that we're going to be able to. We're not going to be able to go 5 or 6 days out of the week living like hell, and then coming to church on Sunday or maybe Sunday and Wednesday, and be sanctified and try and be try and live a holy life. If we're Monday through Friday sinning and living and looking just like the world, when we come to church, we come to serve, and we come to do what the Lord wants us to do, we're going to smell like where we've been. And the job might get done, but it's going to be harder. Things aren't going to line up the way that they should have been if you were walking the path all along that God wanted you to. And I've done things in my own strength, and I've done things through Him who strengthens me. And I'm telling you, it's so much easier to present yourself to God and let Him lead the way. So I know this one is a little different, and not really sure how I got from a body odor topic to a spiritual topic, but I just really felt like the Lord was saying that today. As concerned as we are with the way people smell, the way that we smell, physically, we should be more concerned with the way that each other smells spiritually and the way that we smell spiritually. Spiritual, or not having a clean spiritual life will lead to an infected, disease-ridden spiritual life, and it ultimately will lead to death. So I guess my question to you tonight is, are there some places that you're not doing your best to present yourself to God? maybe you're not, you know, maybe you're not doing what you should in some areas, and maybe, you know, maybe you stink, and you just jump in there and wash yourself off in the blood of Christ. So that's some food for thought. You guys have a nice day, nice week. I'll talk to you again next week, and God bless.